Well, here it is, August 18th. I uploaded the August 17th one today, which means I don't have very many views. Today was another hot day, very difficult. I ended up getting caught with a truck and locked into a facility, and then I had to leave, drop the truck off, and turned out the people canceled out, so I had to go back and pick up the truck, have it again, but it was just too long of a day. I haven't had a good night's rest. I don't even know if anything is worth it anymore. Which is exactly what this government does to people. You know, even if I had some kind of dialogue for people, real dialogue, rather than just like every once in a while somebody will make a comment. Out of 3 years that I've been on YouTube, there's only been no more than 10 comments. People saying you need meds, blah blah blah, you're crazy, and yet, you can judge me, but yet I bet any of those people who've made negative comments about me have been in situations where they were called crazy, when they were losing it, when they were under stress, when they were being harassed and hassled. People lose it. They lose it completely when they're under stress. That's really what it boils down to. And the sad part is that none of this psychology works in a country like this. This country suffers from mental health issues because the mental health issues are very strong. And they're rampant in every person that lives today. Yesterday, or the day before, I was in front of Sam's store. He's a friend of mine who has an antique store in Owensmouth. And the lady was trying to explain to a parking ticket guy that she just wanted to go in and get change. She just stopped the parking ticket guy. He still gave her a ticket for $65 because her change ran out. He said to her, "Well, you can use your credit card." She doesn't have a credit card, so he wrote up her ticket anyway. But she lost it completely. And I told her how to solve the problem. I told her how to beat the ticket. But she wasn't really, she was too intent on losing it psychologically than to, listen to what I had to say, to guide her out of the problem that she created by not having change in her purse. And there's, 5 or 6 different ways you can look at this. She should have had change in her purse, then she wouldn't have gotten her ticket. And so, but what it really boils down to is that people that are given authority generally really abuse the authority sooner or later. And this authority, you'll have to excuse me, I gotta pull this cord back out of the way before somebody trips on it. Then they'll mess my camera up. Anyway, so I'm sitting in front of Big Lots this time, recording this YouTube video. I've been sitting on their furniture, obviously. They've got this sidewalk sale type thing. But I don't know whether people notice from all people who have watched my videos will notice that I'm a lot more quiet, and I'm not all hypered up, and that's because I have been drugged through hell with this heat. And I think I passed out a couple of times from heat. And, no help from anybody. And when I say help, I mean, it's too late. The only thing I have left are just the leftover stuff, the stuff that was supposed to have gone to the museum that I was going to build in Colorado on the 40 acres that I had 2 different parcels at 2 different times because I was shot down, sabotaged. Society tends to sabotage people's lives. And the only way to insulate yourself from being sabotaged is to have lots of money. I was just talking with a friend of mine at Burger King, and we were talking about how people who have well-known names, in this particular case it was Barbara Streisand, and some stories behind her and the Malibu crowd that think that they're holier than thou because they're so rich and well off. What they don't realize is, like what I've said in my other videos, you're all special. You have DNA qualities that are like Russian roulette. And no one knows when one of those qualities is going to fire. Only in this particular case, me using Russian roulette, in the real game Russian roulette, they put one bullet in a revolver and they spin it and they put it to their head and they try to shoot it. If it doesn't shoot, then you see that in the movie The Deer Hunter with Robert De Niro and Christopher Walken. Plays the guy always, in Vietnam playing Russian roulette. But that's just a movie. I'm using Russian roulette as just a template, a comparative example. So in this thing, with this, what I call DNA Russian roulette, any number of different fantastic discoveries can be made by people from all walks of life, including even children. And yet you've created a society that gives parking tickets, does this, does that. Just a quagmire of nothing but ups and downs and hates and vices. And it goes on and on. So much noise. In my case, my anomalies of being able to pick out future events. When I say future events, I mean big ones. And knowing, sorry, that's how tired I am. Knowing when you're not going to, not going to make any progress because of other people's interference. And even this tiredness that I'm going through is part of a cryptid prediction. I just heard that they're spraying in Texas. There's a West Nile virus is caught on. I was talking about that and other diseases, pathological pandemics, long before, right after 9/11, long before anyone else was talking about it or how fast the West Nile virus spread. The reason it doesn't hit desert area like California as hard as it hits Texas is because in Houston and in Texas, those areas, Dallas, these are high humidity areas and they're always hot and humid. Anyway, watching people go in and out of the store here. They're kind of giving me glances. Anyway, so this is why we don't need to, make people's lives harder than what they already are, but yet that's exactly what this society does. And so long as you do that, you're really asking for a lot of problems that don't necessarily have to exist. Now we're 8 minutes in this video and I'm wiped out. My back hurts, my body hurts. I was supposed to, I filled up the truck as much as I could earlier tonight. My side hurts. I don't know what the heck's going on. Maybe it's my appendix, and maybe I'll get my free ticket out of here soon and I won't have to deal with life anymore. My teeth are all cracked and broken. $20,000 it would take for me to fix all my teeth correctly. And probably more than a year of in and out of the dentist office, day after day or week after week. No, I got problems. The problems I have were, most of them were laid on me by this society stealing all my young years. That was the prime opportunity I had to build and work on my projects. And that's exactly what I was doing. And the city officials kept following me from property to property, destroying my life. How am I supposed to fight back? I don't have $300 an hour for blood-sucking attorneys. Like they're going to help anyway. We got a very, very bad system of government that encroaches and acts as predators on people like me. And there's plenty of people like me out there. Like the woman who lost she just lost it completely getting that one ticket, $65 ticket. for not having a nickel. So people in general are creatures of habit, and society has manufactured for them a certain habitual pattern that will continue until all life ends on Earth, or at least life as we know it. I wonder how many other scrapped out planets there are in the whole universe, not just galaxies, inside galaxies, but how many planets that have been scrapped by one thing or another, where all life is totally destroyed. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep right here in this chair. Well, sorry for the video not having as much ranting and raving, but you know, I really am tired, and I just have to get up tomorrow and start moving more stuff, and nobody willing to help. They just, you know, sit back, watch my videos, laugh, entertain themselves, and then go on to the next thing. All right. Talk to you tomorrow.